Clara is our third child, and she had two very crazy, loving brothers, and so she always wanted to keep up with them. So she walked early, she started talking early just to keep up with them and play with them. She was a chubby little girl with bright blonde hair and bright blue eyes, just like her daddy. Clara had an accident at 14 months old. She was in a drowning accident at my mother's house. They were able to take her to the hospital. At the very beginning of her prognosis, things looked good, and she was progressing, but then through time and the injury of that accident, her brain just was not able, had too much swelling. We made a very difficult yet easy decision in letting her go home. One of the things that has brought us a lot of healing was Clara was able to donate some organs. Her earthly life was not able to be here, but she was able to give in a way that is definitely a miracle for somebody else. My husband and I have very different personalities, and we just process things very different. As we processed Clara's accident and losing her, we were on the same page, but the aftermath was very different for both of us. And so that's when I sought out Catholic Charities in order to start some therapy and continue with the healing process. The services that they provided were services that made healing seem possible because it allowed me to share what I needed to share with somebody that was a professional and that could help me, that was checking on not only my mental health, but my overall health. We were able to talk through what I specifically needed to work on, what I could take home, and we could work on together as a family as we were healing. It was overwhelming, but it was also a beautiful process to be able to share with somebody else that wasn't family or friends that could also be helpful in setting goals and just being able to help set boundaries that were healthy for our personal family, our immediate family, our extended family. Since Clara's accident, Matt and I have always wanted to be very proactive in how we're healing so that not only can we heal together as a family, but our children will someday have crosses to carry. And so we have wanted to always be very proactive in making sure that our mental health and that our well-being was healthy so that we could model for them how important it is for them to take care of themselves and to know that it's okay to reach out, to find help, and to share their story so that they can be whole and they can be well. Everybody is going to have a cross to carry at some point in their life. Catholic Charities provides opportunities for people to grow, to heal, to process, to learn, to set goals so that they can get through the trauma or the struggles or the cross that they have to carry. Catholic Charities is a service that many people can benefit from.
I am a single mother of 3. I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1.5-year-old. I found out I was pregnant with Parker in 2019, and it was definitely a shock. Then I applied for everything. I applied for WIC, for Catholic Charities, for anything that was really out there because I was by myself. Nor did I really have a family support system. My mom was in Louisiana. I didn't really talk to my dad, nor was getting along with my mom at the time. Catholic Charities pregnancy program helped me with counseling if I needed it. They gave you a basket. They would ask you about doctor's appointments, like if you needed transportation for doctor's appointments. They definitely help make sure that you're not alone in the situation. Them having the counseling has also helped tremendously. I don't have very many people that I'm able to just talk to and vent to that I feel would not take me and my children as a burden. I'm able to take my children there and they aren't freaking out because I've got 3 loud children in there. They want to talk to them, play with them. If they weren't there to help me with trying to find daycare and with clothes and with diapers, I honestly would probably be working nonstop to the point to where I couldn't see my children just to be able to afford those things. I do not know where I would be right now if it was not for their help. Also, Catholic charities showed me that you can be close to people who are not just family. Family is not just blood. I see Catholic charities as a part of my family because they've helped me form my family.
Carter was born 7 weeks premature. Everything was fine until it wasn't. We found out from the doctor that I likely have an autoimmune disorder called antiphospholipid syndrome, which causes complications. What that means is I couldn't safely get pregnant without doing anticoagulation therapy. And that combined with the fact that I sustained a lot of damage in surgery means I couldn't carry to full term. And so we'd have to deliver another premature baby if we decided to proceed with another child of our own. And so that eventually steered us towards adoption. We were in Washington. We weren't in a good place to do that. We were so far from home. We didn't want to start that process. And then we came back to Kansas and we thought, well, this is really expensive from what we've figured out. And I actually came home one day and had kind of put it out of my mind. And I found this stack of paperwork on the countertop that Mike had left. And it was kind of like, hey, just wanted you to know my company now has updated their family plan, very nonchalant. And that family plan included some reimbursement for adoption. I had a patient of mine who had adopted through Catholic Charities, and I had no idea where to start. And so I was like, well, okay, if we're gonna look at this, let's look at what the cost is. And I just Googled Catholic Charities because it's the only thing I'd heard out there. And now I know how fortunate that was. Because of the donations and because of the support, it cuts down the cost for adoptive parents. I think it's important too, our birth mother, she needed new opportunities. And after the fact, Catholic Charities doesn't just say, well, thanks for signing papers, goodbye. They support the mother, they provide counseling for the mother. Our birth mother wanted to relocate. They made that happen for her and financially helped her get settled somewhere else and get a new start. They really care about all parties involved.
Working with the people from Catholic Charities, when we came up here to Salina, always very polite, very kind, very helpful.
We had a long wait, I guess, but once we got in, they got the ball rolling with everything. And then it was just profiles here. Now we're just waiting on a family to pick us. I was working with a patient and I got a phone call and I was like, I don't know that number because I never talked to Peggy on her cell phone. And I put it to voicemail and I forgot about it. And then I'm sitting there at the table at night and I was like, oh yeah, someone called me and it's Peggy. And she's like, hey, you've been selected by a birth mom. I need you to call me. I texted Mike and said, you need to come home, which he knew right away, that's the only thing I would probably interrupt him for. He literally walked in the door and he said, okay, so tell me how my life's about to change, because he already knew.
Oscar is very active, very vivacious. In the morning when she's getting ready, she gets him up and then puts him in the bed with me, and that's my time to wrestle with him and play with him. And now he's starting to stand up, so he stands up against the headboard and rolls around, sits up.
It's fun to see Carter with Oscar. He's a great big brother, and so just seeing what Oscar adds to our family, he's a very proud brother. And to see Carter take care of somebody else and bond and want to play, and we know that he was missing that in his life too, and so we know it was a really great choice.
Oscar's gonna have a great opportunity to grow up, and if Catholic Charities wasn't here, that wouldn't have happened.
It's been a really big blessing for us.
I'd like to thank you for making Carter a big brother and bringing Oscar into our family.
Thank you for helping me become a big brother.
Thank you guys so much for having Catholic Charities as an outreach to my family.
I appreciate your prayers. I appreciate your thoughtfulness, and I appreciate your ability to help heal and grow.
You guys have helped my family out so much, and I and other families really appreciate you.
Thank you for helping us grow our family.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.